Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, philosopher, and one of the most famous Stoics, seated in a calm study with nothing but a scroll, a candle, and his journal. Now fast forward to the present day. What if he had a smartphone in his hand? What if he was exposed to Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok? Would Marcus be scrolling mindlessly through endless content or be trapped by the pursuit of likes and comments? The answer is probably not. In today's world, social media shapes our thoughts, opinions, and even our sense of self. But how would someone like Marcus Aurelius, known for his disciplined mind and reflective nature, approach this technology? In this video, we'll dive into Marcus' teachings from his famous work Meditations and explore how his Stoic wisdom could help us deal with the overwhelming influence of social media in our lives. By channeling his mindset, we'll learn how to master the digital world instead of letting it master us. So, if you're ready to discover what Marcus Aurelius would have done with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, let's dive in. Number 1. Understanding Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism. Before we explore how Marcus would interact with social media, we need to understand who Marcus Aurelius was and the core principles of Stoicism. As a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 AD, Marcus Aurelius was not just a ruler, but a deeply introspective philosopher. His work, Meditations, is a timeless manual on how to live with purpose, tranquility, and resilience. He practiced what he preached, trying to maintain a calm and rational demeanor in the face of immense pressure. Core tenets of Stoicism. The dichotomy of control. Focus only on what you can control and let go of everything else. This is especially relevant to our social media usage. Virtue as the only good. The Stoics believed that living virtuously, embodying wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance was the highest good. Marcus would have focused on using social media in a way that aligns with these virtues. Rationality over emotions. Stoics aim to live rationally, not controlled by impulses or fleeting emotions. This is crucial in a world where social media is engineered to trigger emotional reactions. These principles form the foundation upon which we can explore Marcus Aurelius' imagined interaction with social media. Number 2. How Marcus would navigate the attention economy. In today's world, attention is a commodity. Social media platforms thrive on capturing and monetizing our attention through notifications, likes, and comments. Every ping is designed to hook us deeper into the system, pulling us away from meaningful engagement. Would Marcus fall for this? Absolutely not. Mindful usage of time. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He constantly reminded himself of the brevity of life. If Marcus were to see how much time people waste on social media, scrolling endlessly through content that neither improves them nor serves a greater purpose, he would caution us about the importance of time management. Instead of endlessly scrolling, Marcus would likely use social media with deliberate intent. For Marcus, time was too valuable to be spent on trivial matters, and social media distractions would only detract from one's personal growth and fulfillment. Focus on what you can control. Social media is full of uncontrollable external factors, people's opinions, news, or trends. Marcus would focus on curating his social media experience to avoid emotional reactions to these distractions. He would remind himself that he cannot control what others post or think, but he can control his response. Number 3. The dichotomy of control in social media. One of the most powerful Stoic teachings is the dichotomy of control, the idea that we can only control our own thoughts, actions, and choices, and must accept that everything else is outside of our control. How does this apply to social media? Likes and comments. External validation. One of the biggest traps of social media is the chase for likes, shares, and comments. External validation. For many, self-worth becomes tied to how others react to their posts. Marcus Aurelius would view this as a foolish pursuit. He'd remind us that we cannot control how others perceive us, nor should we base our happiness on these perceptions. In Meditations, Marcus wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." This sums up how he would view our obsession with external validation through social media metrics. Focusing on internal validation. Instead of seeking validation from others, Marcus would urge us to look inward for approval. He believed in the importance of living according to our values and virtues, not for the sake of praise or recognition from others. So, whether you have 100 likes or none, Marcus would advise you to focus on whether your actions align with your principles. If your social media presence is in line with virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, then the opinions of others become irrelevant. Number 4. Practicing temperance, avoiding excessive use. Another core Stoic virtue is temperance, which means practicing moderation and self-restraint. Social media can easily lead to overindulgence, as endless feeds of information, entertainment, and interaction tempt us to spend more time online than we should. Setting limits on social media. Marcus Aurelius was known for his discipline. If he were around today, he would likely impose strict limits on his social media use. Much like he practiced self-restraint in other areas of life, such as physical pleasures and luxury, Marcus would also practice moderation with his time spent on social media. He'd probably suggest setting timers, taking frequent breaks, and only using platforms when necessary. Detachment from desire. Marcus often warned against being enslaved by desires. He would remind us that social media is designed to amplify desires, whether it's the desire for validation, entertainment, or information. By practicing temperance, Marcus would advise us to consume social media mindfully and avoid becoming dependent on it for happiness or fulfillment. Number 5. Dealing with negativity and trolls. One of the darker sides of social media is the prevalence of trolls, negativity, and criticism. How would Marcus Aurelius respond to the harsh words and negativity that can arise in online spaces? Applying Stoic emotional control. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been." If he encountered trolls or negative comments on social media, Marcus would choose not to take their words personally. He would focus on remaining calm, rational, and unaffected by the negativity. Understanding the source of negativity. Marcus also emphasized the importance of understanding others' perspectives. He believed that most harmful actions arise from ignorance or suffering. If he were alive today, he would remind us that people who spread negativity online are often projecting their own inner turmoil. Instead of responding with anger, Marcus would practice compassion and understanding toward these individuals while maintaining emotional distance. Number 6. Cultivating a Stoic online presence. If Marcus Aurelius were to use social media, what kind of content would he create? Let's explore what a Stoic online presence would look like. Sharing wisdom, not seeking attention. Marcus Aurelius wouldn't post selfies or flaunt material success. His social media would likely be focused on sharing philosophical insights and reflections that encourage others to live virtuous lives. He would use platforms to spread wisdom, not to seek attention or fame, using social media as a tool for the greater good. For Marcus, social media would be a tool for the greater good, not a source of entertainment or validation. He would likely use it to raise awareness about important issues, promote mindfulness, and encourage people to live in alignment with their values. Stoic journaling in the digital age. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius used journaling as a way to reflect on his thoughts and actions. Today, he might use social media as a public journal offering daily reflections on Stoic principles and their relevance to modern life. However, his posts would be intentional and focused, not impulsive. Number 7. Avoiding the comparison trap. One of the most damaging aspects of social media is the constant comparison to others. Marcus Aurelius would caution us against this habit, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and discontent. Don't compare yourself to others. Marcus Aurelius understood that each person's path is unique. In Meditations, he wrote, "Don't set your mind on things you don't possess. Instead, reflect on how much you do have, and how much you would miss it if it were not there." This Stoic practice of gratitude would help Marcus avoid the comparison trap that social media often encourages. Practicing contentment. Instead of focusing on what others have or appear to have, Marcus would practice contentment with his own life. He would remind us that true happiness comes from within, not from external success, beauty, or wealth. Number 8. Conclusion. Embracing a Stoic approach to social media. In conclusion, Marcus Aurelius would not shun social media entirely, but he would use it mindfully, with a focus on self-discipline, virtue, and purpose. By applying Stoic principles such as the dichotomy of control, temperance, and emotional resilience, Marcus would navigate the digital landscape with wisdom and grace. Ultimately, Marcus Aurelius' approach to social media teaches us valuable lessons about how to engage with technology in a way that promotes personal growth, well-being, and inner peace. Instead of being enslaved by the pressures of the online world, we can take control of our digital lives, just as Marcus Aurelius took control of his inner world thousands of years ago.